Hungarian rock, not the rare sound it once was in London, a new wave reflecting a growing population. Across the capital, Hungarian shops and restaurants are sprouting, serving a burgeoning community of hundreds of thousands. Peter works as a furniture polisher, earning 4 times the salary he'd get in Hungary for doing the same job. But he says the move to London was not all about money.
Our life was basically okay. Rather the future. We wanted to have a better future for ourselves and most of all for our kids.
Some expatriate Hungarians say they were attracted by London's more positive atmosphere. Others say there's less interference from the authorities.
In England, the state leaves people alone, doesn't bother us as much as in Hungary, doesn't inhibit us or put so much weight on our shoulders.
For Melinda, it was all about taking her life in a new direction. She changed career and country at the same time, giving up on her dream of becoming an actress to work for an international cafe chain.
I felt myself to be in a dead-end street. I felt that no matter where I go, I'll only get so far. And I felt that if I want a big change, it's not enough to move to another city or change my job, but to do both of these together at the same time.
In England, Melinda says she feels part of a community and that she's valued. Hungary is known for its high standard of dentistry, and many professionals in the field have set up in London. The Hungarian dentists earn more than they would at home and charge less than their British counterparts. A win-win situation, they say.
There's a huge purchasing power and a strong economy, so if you're smart in business, it can work. You have much better prospects than elsewhere, including Hungary.
With so many Hungarians moving to London, their community is starting to make a cultural impact.
There are millions of bands in London playing English songs, so we've found something of a niche market to express ourselves in this way. We're the only ones, there's no competition. There are between 100 and 200,000 Hungarians, and we're the only ones playing Hungarian songs for them.
Peter Petrovic supports a cultural protest movement, Creative Resistance, which seeks a change in Hungarian politics. Even though he lives abroad, he hopes to make a difference back home. But he feels change could take decades.
The established powers, whether it's the socialists or Fidesz or whoever, steals money and does very suspect business. It's basically a reflection of our society. They are what we are. So society itself has to change.
It's not only the Hungarians in London that have to deal with what made them leave home. Those who stayed here are having to deal with the growing phenomenon of the Hungarian exodus.
In the media, in cafes, among friends, there's no escaping this hot topic. It's even the theme of a play at a major Budapest theatre. The plot centres around diverse characters living abroad.
I simply found this massive emigration painful. And everywhere I went, somehow this topic was always part of the conversation.
The director says he felt a moral compulsion to bring the issue to the stage. The rise of the far-right Jobbik Party was a major motivation, he says.
There are people, and I think this is a massive phenomenon, who don't want to stay in a country where an extremist party can reach such a high percentage, even getting into parliament, which is what's happened in this country.
Hungary joined the EU in 2004, but the mass migration began only in 2009, indicating it was a matter of necessity rather than choice. Economic hardship was the main driver. It's estimated up to 400,000 Hungarians have moved abroad within the past 6 years.
When Hungarians leave en masse, there's a big problem.
Professor Zoltán Kaposi, an economist and social historian, says Hungarians tend not to be mobile, but things have changed dramatically. 20 years ago, only 12% of young people wanted to leave. Today, that figure is around 32%.
It's a great opportunity. If you don't feel kicked around every second hour of the day, if you're treated as a human being, if you have the right to freedom, rights in the community, you can prosper. Abroad, you're not judged by who you are and where you're from. Your employer judges you on your work. And this we don't have here.
London is the top destination, but many Hungarians go to Germany and Austria. Vienna is just 3 hours from Budapest. There are many Hungarians who start their new life without speaking the language. Dacia and her husband left a year ago. They were both well qualified, but felt they would never progress in Hungary.
When I go home, I see many sad and weary people around me. When I was at home last time, an old woman came into the pharmacy and started to cry as she asked for her medicine. When I see that, my heart breaks. And here, we don't experience such things.
Dacia and her family didn't have problems with integration, partly because there are so many Hungarians in Vienna. For these Hungarians, it's not just family and friends they're missing, but Hungarian culture as well. They find comfort together at folk dance parties. They also want their children to get something from their Hungarian roots while growing up in another country.
We usually call it home or homeland. So no matter what's happening at home, I belong there. I come from there. I'm from that culture, and here in London, for sure, I don't really feel at home. I can't imagine that we'd move home.
I don't think we're going to move home.
Although freedom of movement and the possibility to work abroad is much appreciated by Hungarians in the context of their Soviet past, many fear that a brain drain through mass emigration will have a negative impact on the long term. And that is further darkening the mood in the country.